Welcome back to Game Room Crafts. I'm Kelly. This is my game room. Let's play. Today we are making a, believe it or not, napkin holder for our St. Patrick's Day celebration. I'm going to be using these gnomes. I made one prior off camera. I'm going to be making another one for you today, and then we will go ahead and color them and we will make our base. I'll show you how I put it all together. Now, I saw something similar to this on the Crazy Glass Lady's channel, so check her channel out. She's got great ideas and on lots of different kinds of stuff, glass, resin. I'm not sure if she's done, I'm pretty sure she's done eco powder too. Okay, so today we're working with Mix2Mold. You know, I've been switching back and forth between my Mix2Mold and my Perfect Cast, but I want white today because I'm going to be coloring him in, and I think it just would work better with him. So here I have it's up to the 3 fluid ounce mark on my cup because the mold actually takes a little over 1.5. And as you know, with these eco powders, you put in more because it shrinks down. It makes a smaller amount once you add the water. Minus out the air, add in the water, it makes a smaller amount. It's usually a little bit more than half. So I'm using a fork and I'm getting down into those here in the cup because that's where the unmixed powder is hiding. I'm mixing that in really well, and I am scraping my sides as I go. You don't want any unmixed powder in here. It'll ruin your piece. So you mix it up, getting down in there, all in the sides, get any lumps out because that will also ruin your piece. And that's not bad. Actually that's almost perfect. So I'm just gonna leave it alone because if I add any more water, I will mess it up. This is me. Move the water on the side. I just have my mold here sitting on a cake pan because I want to be able to move him in a little bit. And I didn't want to make a mess. Okay, I think we're good. So, okay, in we go. Pour a little in. About a little less than half. I'm picking him up and I'm squeezing him down the tip of his hat because if there's a bubble, that's where it's going to hide. Right on the point of his hat. He does have a clover and stars on his hat, so I'm kind of making sure that goes all around. I'm giving it a good squish. I actually didn't see any bubbles pop up, so that's a good thing. Put it back and top him off. And I'm making sure to come all the way up to the top because he does have shoes. We want to make sure his shoes show nicely. Slide him back, get him out of the way. I have an extra mold over here. Just fill that up. You know, if I had another, I probably could have done two gnomes at the same time. But this set comes with, yes, 2 gnomes. However, it comes with a Valentine's gnome, which we did for Valentine's Day. We named her Matilda. And it comes with this one, which is our clover gnome. And we have yet to name him. Actually, we have 2 of him, so we would have to name him twice. These guys will be left alone for 45 minutes to an hour. And then they will be ready to demold. They will not be done. What happens is you can demold it in 45 minutes to an hour, but you have to let it sit and finish drying out and finish mold. So 24 hours is what they call for. I don't wait that long. Once I've demolded my pieces, I stick them in my food dehydrator, which speeds up the process of taking out all that moisture. Stick it in my food dehydrator for an hour, depending on the piece. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 2. Once that's done, then I can decorate it how I want and then seal it in. Now, these you can seal. I'm just doing that so any bubbles trapped in the bottom come up. These you can seal with wax. You can seal with polyacrylic, like Minwax. You can do a Mod Podge. Mix2Mold also sells a sealant, so does J Diction. And you can do it in matte or you can do it in shiny. It's up or glossy. It is up to you. The only thing is you can't, once you decorate, if it hasn't been sealed yet, if you decorate and you make a mistake, it's stuck unless you scrape it off. Now you do enough of that and the integrity of your piece is, it won't look right. So, you know, you have to be careful. I will show you what we do. This one was done yesterday. It has been drying for over 24 hours. It has gone through the process of exactly what I said, going through the dehydrator and whatnot. So I'm looking. He does have hands and he has a nose that shows. So those are going to be, I'm not going to leave it white because his beard, the kid decided she wanted his beard to be white. So let's see. Okay, so we'll start with his nose. This is peach. I don't have, I tried all my pens and I don't have a really good skin tone one. I have to get a better set of pens, but it's not a priority right now. I'm using the brush tip and I'm being careful not to go into his beard, or at least I'm trying not to go into his beard. Now, because he hasn't been sealed, I'm telling you, this stuff sucks in the ink. Just sucks it in. It dries almost instantly. Okay, so that's the nose. Here's the hand. Now, I'm not sure what we're probably going to do his coat in green, but I'm not absolutely sure yet. I haven't quite decided. But that is how I'm going to decorate out my gnomes. Now, of course, we're going to do one at a time while we're waiting for that one to cook. Cure. We will be coloring this one in, but for you, everything will be either on a fast forward or instantaneous. Kid, can you come see this?
What's up? I don't like gnomes, but I like him.
You're cute, ain't he?
You did a good job with the colors.
Thank you. Why do you not like gnomes? You liked Romeo and Juliet.
When I was 6,
Were you 6?
I was
Younger.
something like that.
What do you have against gnomes?
I just don't like them.
Why? Santa's a gnome.
That is a matter of opinion.
Okay, all Santa's elves are gnomes.
I'm fairly certain that they are elves.
What's the difference between an elf and a gnome?
One eternity later.
We're back, and you saw me coloring gnome number 1. He is done. And when gnome number 2 comes out, exact same thing. We were going to make them twins. Twinsies. So he's ready to go. But what we need is the base that we're going to be putting him. Now, this was an oopsie that I wasted a whole ton of silicone on pouring it in my cake pan. I was trying something. It didn't work out. Oh, well, I have all this. What I'm going to do with it is I'm going to make my base. It's a little bit smaller than my largest cake pan, but it's a little bit bigger than my medium-sized cake pan, which is perfect. When I pour my base, I'm going to be putting my gnomes back to back, and the napkins would go right in between. This is a napkin holder for my table for St. Patty's Day. So I'm going to clean that out because I've been touching it. You saw me touching it with my bare hands. Give a little bit of alcohol. Now, this is by no means a perfect mold. There are divots in it, but that's going to be the bottom of my base anyway. I'm working face up. Normally you work face down. In this particular case, I'm working face up so that I can place my gnomes and all my other tidbits in there when I'm done. But before any of that happens, I need to make sure that, number one, this is clean, and I have a nice solid base. So I'm going to pour some resin, and the kid and I have decided that we're not going to be putting any micas or alcohol or anything like that. We're going to go straight up glitter. And this is the glitter we're using. This is from Recollections from Michael's. It's called Shamrock. And it's a perfect St. Patty's color. It even has, when it shines, you move it a little, you can see little flecks of gold in there too. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to pour my base. I'm going to mix my glitter into my base. Thick, a lot of glitter. I don't want to see clear underneath. All glitter. If it falls, it falls, because I'm not making this whole thing. I'm doing a thin layer, and once that's dry, my two gnomes and my other embellishments will go on top of it. Now, the other embellishments I'm talking about are these wood icon cutouts that I found at Hobby Lobby for, I think it was like $2.99 or something like that. They are wood, they are flat. I'm going to be painting them. I'm going to color them. And then that will sit, once the second layer of resin gets tacky, these will go on top. If I put it in too early, they'll float. I don't want to be chasing the pieces all over the place. So I'm going to mix up, it's not very much. I'm going to mix up 3 ounces. If it's too much, I'll pour it in another mold. If it's not enough, we'll deal. I will get there somehow. But I'm going to mix up 3 ounces, and I will be right back. We're back. I'm sorry for the noise. That's my food dehydrator. It's working on my other gnome here. In the meantime, I'm pouring my base, or at least part 1 of my base. And all I have here is Bond Crafter 1-to-1 epoxy resin that has been through the debubbler. And it was warmed because it's pretty cold here right now. So I'm mixing that together. It's very thick. All it is the resin and Shamrock from Recollections, and it's going straight into the center. This is 3 ounces, and thank goodness this is my glitter cup. There's no way I'm getting this stuff out of here. Because this is a chunky glitter, very hard to clean out of your cups, which is why we use disposables. Okay, like I said, 3 ounces, and this is my own mold. It's kind of an in-between size between my largest cake pan mold and my medium-sized cake pan mold. It was an oopsie, but I did not get rid of it because I can use it for things like this. So, happy accident? Maybe. Okay, let's see if we can get everything all around. Very chunky. Keeping in mind that I am working face up on this mold. So I don't really care what it looks like on the bottom, as long as it is flat. Okay, so that is my base. I'm leaving it alone. I'm not even putting any heat on it or anything like that because I'm in no rush. That will sit as long as it takes to get it done. Considering the heat of the resin as it stands, I'm thinking I'm turning it because it looked to me like it was crooked, but it might just be because the mold is crooked. Because the mold is crooked. It's higher on one side than it is on the other. I'm thinking it'll be done within, maybe 3 hours. Maybe less. Because, like I said, the resin was hot when I poured it because it had been sitting for a while, and then I put it in the debubbler for 6 minutes. So it had been sitting here for a good, I'd say 10-15 minutes total before I started pouring it. So I don't think, double check here. Yeah, it looks level. Yeah, I don't think it'll take more than 3 hours, but I will come back and check it periodically. In the meantime, my gnome is cooking in the heat box. So when that comes out, then I will go ahead and color that the same as this. I won't put you through watching it because why would I? And we'll be back when it's time to do the next step. See you soon. Okay, so in the time that it took me to mix and pour my resin, color my icons, because that's what they're called. They're called wooden icons, by the way. If you go to Hobby Lobby, that's what they're called. And paint my gnome number 1. These were done. So I'm going to demold them. Now they're done. They're, demoldable, but they're still moist. So I'm going to put them back. I'm taking them out of the mold and putting them back into the dehydrator to get all the rest of that moisture out. So our gnome is perfect. There are no bubbles. He's going to be perfect for his twin over there. We'll get some of these yucks off the side of my mold here. And that's the great thing about Mix2Mold, any eco resin. It's really just knockoffs. You can pour it over and it's just knockoff. Okay, let's see. This is the first time I've ever cast this one. This came with a set, with a carousel jar, which I will be making in a few weeks here. Oh, isn't that precious? That is just adorable. He is going back into the dehydrator because I can feel, though he's warm, I can still feel the moisture, but that is beautiful. Yeah, when he's done, he'll get a nice paint job, but there are no bubbles. A little bit of glitter right there in his bum. Okay, so these go back in the dehydrator for another 45 minutes or so, and then maybe an hour. And then I will do the same thing to Mr. Gnome number 2 that I did to thing number 1, and then we should be ready to go. All right, see you soon. We're back, and this is the following day. I have my twin gnomes, and they were done and sealed with Rust-Oleum 2 times clear. I like my shiny, and the way I had painted them, part of it was shiny and part of it wasn't, so sealing it in with the clear was perfect for me. Here I have 2 ounces of the Bondcrafter 1-to-1, and I've kind of measured from the inside to the tip of the boot on both sides to kind of get it even. Tape measure tells me it's even. I don't know, I look at it, it doesn't seem even to me, but okay, I'll go with the tool. I'm going to pour my resin right here around my Gnome friends. Get them set. I'm not pouring on them, I'm going around them. Out as far as I can. I'm gonna lift them. Put some resin underneath. Same with him. Okay, I'm gonna scrape my cup out. There's lots of resin left in here. I just didn't pour it all out. Now this is layer 2 of the resin. The first was just, again, Bondcrafter 1-to-1 and a ton of the Recollections Shamrock Chunky Glitter, which I think was just perfect. That's this one here. And it's got notes of gold in it, which makes it perfect for what I want done. After bringing that up to the edge, trying anyway. Now would be a good time to have a lazy Susan because it's heavy. I can spin it, but that whole perspective thing, right? Make sure you got it covered all the way around. So to the edge, all the way around, no giant fish eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it kind of thicken up a bit, gel up, because I have all these embellishments that I want to put on, but I don't want them floating around. I don't necessarily want them sinking either. And I may or may not drizzle a little bit of clear resin over the wood pieces. I'm not sure. I may do it. I don't think it's absolutely necessary. You see, my resin is already kind of thick. That's because it was heated because of the current temperature in my house. So it was heated so I could get out those bubbles. And then after I had mixed it, it went through the debubbler machine for about 8 minutes. So total, it's been sitting out probably 15 minutes. And it is getting thick. And that's actually a good thing for me because I want to place my embellishments. Did you see my gnome friends? make a run for it. They did. Which means there was probably a bubble underneath. Let's see. Okay. Oh, finger went right in that resin. Typical. Typical me. Clumsy like that. Okay, so that's about right. Yeah. So they should be okay if they don't move anymore. So I have to watch it, pay attention, while also looking for any obvious bubbles, which I don't currently see, which is a good thing. I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to give it about maybe another 10 minutes because, like I said, it's already gelling up. So I'm going to give it about 10 minutes and I'll be back and show you what I'm going to do next. Okay. Giving it some time. I think it's been about 15 minutes since I last talked to you. And we are now at the string phase, which means when I come here to the center and I go like this, it pulls up with a little string. It does go back down, which is good. If I wait too much longer, it will solidify to the point where our stuff won't stick. So this is what we've decided to do. I found a bag of shamrocks and they come in two different sizes, this big one and these little ones. And so we're going to put one big one right in the center between our two our twins. This basically tells whoever's doing to put the napkins. We intentionally put the big one in the center at an angle, and then we're doing the two small ones coming out like that. My hands are shaky. I hate that. Oh, okay. That's one like him. Plop. Okay. Now, I have these wooden icons that I got from Hobby Lobby, and they were raw wood, burned edges, okay? And I painted them. Well, I only painted the top. And what I did was I painted gold and gold. First, I used my gold paint pen. I wasn't happy with it. To me, it just looked brown. So then I used some, believe it or not, gold nail polish and some gold glitter nail polish. And just put straight up nail polish, by the way. It wasn't gel UV. It was the cheap stuff I got for like 99 cents. And it gave me the look I'm going for. So I have, this one says Lucky, and it's the only one that's green. And then this one's the Black Pot of Gold. Kid, where should we do these?
I have no idea. We need a rainbow.
Okay, well, okay, now I have a horseshoe, and that has to be this way, points up, because that catches all the luck. That's what a lucky horseshoe is.
Is that how that works?
Yep, that's exactly how that works. And then I have this one that says Lucky. Now, do we want it so that I'm looking at it, or do I want it so that do I want it this way, or do I want it this way?
How would you put it upside down?
Well, I don't know. So this way. Mm-hmm. Here. Now I have 6 total. I figured these two would go across from each other.
That makes sense. I don't really know about the placement of them, though.
Well, okay, so because we have our shamrocks right there, we can't really put anything here and here.
Yeah.
Unless we pull them in.
No, they're fine, I think. It's just a matter of figuring out where everything belongs.
I should have done it before I put the resin down. Plop. Is that about even?
I think so.
Let's see. Here. Mm-hmm. Which one should go across from him?
I think the hollow one, just for
this one?
like the look of it. Mm-hmm.
Whoop.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. And I think these two can fit. Or should we not even put them?
I wouldn't.
Okay, well, then I have extra shamrocks for later. Okay, so I'm leaving these guys alone. I may or may not. I don't think I will. I considered putting a little bit of resin just over the wood parts, but if I do, and it gets on top of my plastic shamrocks, they won't shine anymore. They won't shimmer because they are faceted. So when you put resin over faceted, it just gets flat.
Didn't that also introduce
what? Leaving it like this, or adding more?
Adding more resin on top of the wood.
So I'm gonna let it dry, and we'll see what we see. These have been sealed, so I'm not concerned about it because these two, they weren't painted with the nail polish, but I sealed them with Minwax, polyurethane clear Minwax sealer. Okay, so we're leaving them alone. We will see them back in about, I'm gonna give them like 4 hours, if not overnight. I'm not in a rush.
Yeah, let it set up.
Yeah. All right, we will see you back when it's time to demold. See you soon. We're back, and these are done. We're gonna. Yeah, they're done. Oh, this was our extra, by the way. All I did was I took my acrylic markers and colored them over. Yes, I did. I made a horsey, and you can put him on a little hanger and hang him like that. Unfortunately, he's too rocky to. I mean, I suppose if I flattened him up, he could stand up. He is wide enough to stand up on his own, but he rocks. So, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take this out, and there's some trimming that needs to happen. That's the bottom. You see my little Gnome friends?
Your little what?
My little Gnome friends. Yeah. All I need to do, where is it? Is come around the edges here. With my deburring tool.
Don't drop the Gnome.
Don't drop the Gnome friends. Yes, because the gnomes, because they're mixed to mold. I mean, it's just like porcelain. It's much more breakable than if you were say to drop a resin gnome. Although if you drop resin from a high enough height,
you can drop anything from a high enough height.
Yeah.
Like imagine the destruction that could be wrought if you dropped a resin gnome off of the Empire State Building.
If you drop a penny off of Empire State Building, you could kill somebody.
Exactly so. If you were to drop a resin gnome.
Okay, so that is no longer sharp, and it's about even all the way around. I understand now. You see how this coloring happens here. I understand that there is a product out there. It's called Resin Restore. You get it from Glitz and Glitter by Michelle, and she has an eBay page where she sells that. And all it does is you put it over, and it would restore the coloring to what it was before you burned it. So that's something I would like to try in the future. So this is the whole purpose of that, of our make this week, is that I wanted to have this ready for my St. Patrick's table. You know, yes, we do the cliche. We do corned beef and cabbage every year because you know what?
Yummy.
That. And we actually, we have 15 different ethnicities in our ancestry. Sure. So, and Irish happens to be one of them.
But yummy.
Yummy, absolutely yummy. Anyway, yeah, your napkins go in there. They stand up nicely. I mean, I could put the whole package in if I wanted to. That's how I made it wide enough so you could put an entire package of party napkins in there. All right. So that was our make for this week. Thank you so much for joining us here in the game room. I had fun. I tried something new and it worked out. That was the best part. Yeah. Join us again next week. We are doing something just as fun, hopefully, and just as successful, hopefully. So come join us, and we will see you again next week. In the meantime, don't forget to play. See you soon. Bye.